Grade 5, MX18, Lesson 3.1 from the Multiplication and Division with Fractions unit. Hello students and families. This video resource can be viewed as a reminder of learning that happened in the classroom, a review of learning that was missed during an absence, a preview of new learning. Remember, this video cannot replace the math conversations and group learning that takes place in the classroom. If you have questions or would like additional practice, please speak to your teacher. Additional resources are available on the Think Central website. Ask your classroom teacher about how to access this site from home. Here are some of the Tier 3 vocabulary words that will be used in this lesson. Keep in mind that these are not the entire list of vocabulary words for this lesson. From previous units, we know that fractions are part of a larger whole. As we think about multiplying and dividing fractions, there are concepts that need to be reinforced. Unfortunately, there are no shortcuts. These concepts will have to be memorized. First, a friendly reminder that you can write multiplication problems in a couple different ways. One format uses the X symbol. Another format uses a dot symbol. Still another version uses parentheses. Most of the work in this unit will use the dot format. Second, whenever you have a whole number, such as 5, that whole number can always be written as a fraction over 1. It does not matter what the whole number is or how large, it can always be written in this format. Third, all fractions are just another format of a division operation. We started to explore this in the decimal unit. What this means is we can take a fraction like 1/4 and find its equivalent using division. Here are the two most common formats for division. Note that the numerator is always the dividend, or the number that is being divided. Note that the denominator is always the divisor, or the number that does the dividing. Last, here is a reminder that when multiplying and dividing fractions, it does not matter if the denominators are different. There is no need to find equivalent fractions before you multiply. Numerators are multiplied with numerators. Denominators are multiplied with denominators. Let's see how all of these concepts apply to an example problem. We want to solve for what is 1/4 of the whole number 8. Another way of asking this is, if we have 8 things, how many is 1/4? For now, I will leave the colors different to help you see the process. Of course, we can always draw a picture to solve this particular problem. However, we are moving towards a math proficiency where we no longer need to draw pictures. We can solve this by writing an equation. We were just reminded that the whole number 8 can be written as 8 over 1. The next step is to multiply these two fractions together. You may be asking, why are we multiplying and not dividing? Why can't we take 8 and divide it by 1/4? It's a good question. The short answer is we are not trying to cut 8 things into fourths, which would equal 32. The correct operation is to multiply. We multiply across numerators and get 8. We multiply across denominators and get 4. Our last step is to divide or simplify for the final answer. 1/4 of 8 is 2. Here is the complete equation. Let's practice with another question. It is asking, what is 1/3 of 9? If you have 9 things, how many is 1/3? Let's change the whole number 9 to a fraction. Now we multiply. One times 9 is 9. 3 times 1 is 3. Our last step is to divide. Both formats show 9 divided by 3. Both formats give the correct answer. 1/3 of 9 is 3. Note the multiplication equation we used. For those of us who still need a visual model, we start with 9 things. We divide all 9 things into 3 groups or thirds. We see that there are 3 things in each third. Just for fun, let's try one more practice. It is asking, what is 1/5 of 30? If you have 30 things, how many is 1/5? First step. Second step. And the final step. I am confident that you arrived at the correct answer of 6. Mistakes when multiplying fractions can happen quickly. In this example, if the whole number is multiplied incorrectly, the answer will be quite off. Try your best to keep track of whole numbers and fractions. Here is question 4 from the homework. The homework is asking for both an equation and an answer. Chris cut a length of rope that was 12 feet long. Bonita cut a rope 1/4 as long as Chris's rope. How long is Bonita's rope? No problem. It follows the same pattern as the examples that we just worked through. Remember, we are using multiplication to find Bonita's piece of rope. How would we write a multiplication equation to solve this? The equation would be the fraction 1/4 times Chris's 12 feet of rope. We multiply across numerators to get 12. We multiply across denominators to get 4. The last step is to simplify. We get the answer 3 feet of rope. Here is a reminder of the learning target for today. As always, if you have additional questions or if you would like more practice, please talk to your teacher when you return to the classroom. As we continue to build this resource for students and families, any feedback that you have would be appreciated. Feel free to email with any suggestions that you may have.